Hey guys, real quick review and thoughts on the Rep Fitness PR-5000 rack from Rep Fitness. Now, real quick, some things I like: one inch holes. Okay, I had four 5/8 inch racks from Titan. I sold them all. I was not a fan of the 1 inch hole spacing. Too much of a pain, matching up attachments and stuff on both sides of the rack. I'm a big fan of the laser cut numbers and in general the look of the staggered 1 inch holes. Okay, something to consider. Sorinex came up with the four-way hole system, okay, which means Sorinex has one hole here and one hole here, whereas Rogue, Rep, Frey, and other companies, as well as Titan on their 3x3 1 inch hole racks, have gone with the staggered option. Okay, personally, I think this is the superior option for a home gym. Something to consider though is that if you wanted to connect racks, okay, pretend this rack is going this way and this one is going this way, something to consider is your holes don't align. Okay, right here, these obviously align with the front ones on the other side, but they don't align with if I wanted to connect these two guys together, I wouldn't be able to, pretty much. I mean, I could rig up something, but not really worth it in my opinion for what it is. It's fine like that. Now, some things I don't like, right? The J-cups, not a big fan of them. We put some tape here just so you could see them, with all black mats, black racks, and so on. Sometimes you can bump into things, or when you're re-racking, having that little strip of lighter tape, it helps a lot, helps a ton. Also, at the time, we wanted to protect our bars. Now I'm not so worried because I've had so many barbells. It's like, all right, I'm okay if it gets dinged up a little bit, not too big of a deal. But when I was buying these racks, that was a big deal for me. Now, why did I pick these, the lowered J-cups? Because these aren't the standard ones. These are the lowered ones, the offset ones, and not what Rep offers, which are their version of the sandwich J-cups, right? Which with the extra UHMW all around, including the bottom. Why didn't I buy those? Honestly, I felt like the area up here, essentially where you can catch the bar and push it against the rack and drop it, was just too small for me. Okay, the J-cup in general felt really tiny. After seeing the Sorinex option, Rogue option, and so on, I was not a fan with the Rep one and other companies that import this stuff from these manufacturers, that they're so small. Okay, so I'm really not a fan of those ones. I opted for the cheaper option, and I've been decently happy with it. Something to consider, and that I really don't like, is that there's only one nut down here. So hold on. So this guy moves around, which means when you're racking your bar, or when you're putting your bar in, your bar could hit this open piece of metal, and maybe not a big deal for a budget bar, but when you have a Rogue Ohio bar with chrome sleeves and stainless steel, it's a decently expensive bar that you want to keep in as good as good as you can for as long as you can, help it maintain the value, especially with these markets and steel prices going up. Now, another thing I really don't like is I got these ones with essentially the recalled safety straps. Rep was great about it. Okay, mine didn't actually break, but as soon as I saw videos of other people's straps breaking online, I took them off immediately, put them on the side. And what Rep did was they offered to replace them. I said, you know what, for a product that's already proven to have potential problems and recall issues, I'm just going to spend the extra money and go with the design that I prefer. And the design I prefer is the Rogue/Sorinex design, which for the safety straps, you basically can, oh boy, let's see if we can do this with one hand like that. You open them like this, okay? You could see right there's a little knob. You pick where you want it, and you push it in. Super easy, okay? I'm not too big of a fan of the Rep/Titan/Frey option, where it goes in like a J-cup and hugs the rack. I actually like how it goes around the rack when you push it in. Okay, when you drop weight on it, it feels really solid, really secure. I'm a big fan of this. So what I did was I upgraded. These are Rogue safety straps from the RM3, Rogue Monster 3. And they fit pretty well, okay? Yeah, there's a little wobble here, but nothing that's scratching up the rack. And I think they look pretty good, okay? For aftermarket, pretty good. Okay, something to consider also is that Rogue and Sorinex and a lot of the American-made companies that do 3x3 racks, they are a little larger, actually, than all of these imported racks. These imported racks are done on the metric system, whereas the American racks are made off of the like the American system of measurement, so inches and so on. So this is smaller tubing than your 3x3 Rogue and Sorinex racks. They're all marketed as 3x3. They're close enough, right, where attachments usually can fit. There are good guides online for what attachments can fit your racks and so on. Now, real quick, these are the Rep safety spotter arms for this rack, of course, for the PR-5000. You know, I was a fan initially until I realized that you really have to rig up something to make these totally safe, okay? I'm not a big fan about how these can slide off like a J-cup. That's something I'm really disappointed with. And for the commercial gyms we're going to be building, I'm not going to be using too many of these because I don't think they're safe necessarily in that environment. Yeah, okay, they are tried and true. People use them in commercial environments. Tried and true meaning, yeah, there probably aren't too many incidents, but for something as small as this, is being able to put a pin of some sort inside of the device to stop it from rotating, that's something I'm not willing to really compromise on for safety. I think it is dangerous, okay? These guys, in my opinion, whether you have them inside of the rack or outside, and obviously this isn't bolted down, so we do not use these on the outside of the rack. The whole rack will tip over. That's something else to consider with the 30-inch depth rack, is they are very prone to tipping, even with all this weight, okay? We have a ton of weight, I believe over 1,000 pounds on the back of these racks, and these two racks are connected by pull-up bars, okay? So it is considered one rig. This whole rig will tip over, okay? If you're doing, if you put enough weight on the safety spotters over here, there have been some close calls where, I felt the rack starting to tip, and I'm like, nope, we're not doing that anymore. And from now on, these are just for show till we get the extensions. Not in this gym. In this garage, we're not going to be using the front foot extensions because they will take out this whole walkway here, which we can't compromise on. But getting back to the spotter arms real quick, that is a huge point, that if Rep improved that, I would add that to my commercial gyms, but right now I just don't think they're safe enough, okay? I've played around with it. I've played around with adding hitch pins and stuff to kind of stabilize it. If you guys have ideas on what you've done to help stabilize it, go for it. Shoot it in the comments. I'd love to hear it. But yeah, if they can make something from the factory that stabilizes this and makes sure that it can't rotate, then I could recommend this even more. The utility pins on the Rep PR-5000, good option. I actually kind of like them more than the Sorinex option. I have both. These are the Rep ones right here. Hold a ton of weight. Yeah, the weights are partially... Actually, no, they're not on the ground. As you can see, that rotates. They do what they're supposed to. In this case, I'm using the utility pins, which are removable. So they hold a lot of weight, okay? And they help stabilize the rack, keep it down. And if you want to, most of you guys know this. The ones who don't, your minds are going to be blown, but you can put utility pins here, 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 wherever, and basically do dips on your spotter arm when you mount them higher up, okay? That's a cool option. Honestly, a lot of people don't do dips as much as they think they do, so something like this is probably better than a dedicated dip bar or a dip attachment that ends up taking up a huge amount of space. So that's why we didn't get a dip attachment for our gym, because I knew that we could do that with all the utility pins we have. Overall, if you're getting the 30-inch rack, just be careful. Any movements where you're doing something that's prone to tipping your rack, just seriously be careful. I don't want anyone to get hurt because of that. They do recommend bolting into the floor. I understand for a ton of people that's not an option. For us, I was not going to bolt into the foundation underneath these mats, the foundation meaning the concrete foundation, just to stabilize the racks. I think in this case it's just a little better that we lift on the inside of the racks. Or worst case scenario, go with the front foot extension option. I'm not too much of a fan of drilling into concrete in this case for a home gym, because we're always moving things around, we're always replacing equipment. you know, what happens if we go from the 30-inch option and upgrade to, what is it, like the 40, 42 or something like that option? Well, now we're gonna have to undrill, extend it out to here, re-drill, and so on. It's, at the end of the day, you end up with a bunch of holes in your concrete. I don't want to do that, especially going to sell a house. Not a good option. Yeah, something cool. A lot of compatible attachments. I don't know how compatible the Rogue J-cups are on this rack, just based off of how loose this guy is. So I'd be careful if you're about to do that. But yeah, guys, real quick, hope you enjoyed it. And man, if you're gonna pick this up, you really can't go wrong. It does what it says it's gonna do, and it's a very sturdy rack. Just, you know, with Rep's attachments, they're improving, but I think they have still a ton of improvement to work on. You know, a lot of their attachments I'm not too satisfied with, which is why for future gyms, I'm gonna look potentially at Rogue or Rep racks with Rogue attachments, or potentially just Rogue racks. Something I do really like, sorry that I didn't mention, last thing, and really why I did get put on the Rep initially, was the 47-inch wide rack right here, or the space in between here. What that means is when you go to squat or when you go to bench, you have a ton of space, okay? You don't have to worry about hitting, imagine you have a weight plate right here. You don't have to worry about hitting your plates on the side of your, on the posts of your rack. And for me, that was a huge thing. And that's still why I recommend Rep, because, you know, a lot of the other competitors, Titan has 48-inch wide, Rogue has 49-inch wide. I have a few racks coming in that are 49-inch wide racks. You know, I'm not the biggest fan, but when you look at different racks and what I'm looking to do, and you guys will see in the future what we're looking to do with these new racks, you'll kind of get why I chose those and why for that situation it's a good option. Personally though, I do like the 47, so if you're gonna get these, man, enjoy the 47-inch. I mean, that's what Sorinex does. It's nice. I mean, rarely do I have to worry about these plates hitting the post or anything like that. I mean, there's a lot. I mean, look at this, okay, like 3 or 4 fingers right there, 2 fingers right here. That's a lot of space. Okay, this is a Rogue Ohio bar again, so just to give you a quick point to, I guess, compare it to. Now, yeah, if you guys like it, if you have any questions about the rack, go for it, ask. If I don't know the answer, someone else will know it in the comments, so feel free to put it there. If you like the video, feel free to like, it helps the channel a lot, and subscribe for more. Thanks, guys.